they're potatoes, like it's all good.
They're potatoes.
It can't hurt you.
Yeah, it's nutritious. I'm T. This is J. This is all the things JT.
Sorry, I didn't know we were actually starting. Good morning, T.
Good morning, Jay.
We're coming at you live 6 a.m. here on the East Coast, and it is raining Mikotes and Chocobos, quite literally.
Yes, let's.
But we've always joked about our schedule being a bit of a thing, so we made it work pretty early today.
So first, welcome back to all those who have been hanging out with us for about a month now. We are very thankful that you're here. To all of our newbies, actually. I was gonna say to all of our channel sprouts, but I don't think I've earned the right to say such things.
I see where you're going, but no, we do appreciate it tremendously. It goes without saying.
So today, Jay's been very kind to me. We're gonna do a sprouts only corner, where I've come up with 10 to 15 to 12 to 8 to 6 questions to ask him, or as my resident vet for Final Fantasy XIV, Jay's gonna give me all the answers to all my questions.
A mentor, if you will.
Oh, a mentor. Is that Final Fantasy?
Yes.
Okay.
And again, I haven't seen the questions ahead of time. So if this ends up being a bunch of no, can't say nope,
right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Then I'm sorry, but
Jay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you feel like you're about to be quizzed and everyone's going to judge your answers?
I don't think there's anything you can ask me FF14 related that I'm not gonna just know.
Oh,
I'm not the encyclopedia Eorzea over here, but I do have a BS degree.
A BS FF14.
Yeah, FFXIV Bachelor of Aetherology.
Yeah. Ooh, I like it. Okay, here we go. What's the deal with Lalafells? Like, they are the creepiest looking things. And like, I don't know if I want to like be around them. Like, they're cute, but they're also like cute as in like I'm gonna eat your soul cute. I'm
gonna give you my genuine, sincere answer on this.
Okay.
And I cannot stress this enough. So one of the things when people do come to this game and they notice is certainly there's a lot of different characters in the game, a lot of different races. Lalafells kind of fill that niche of like gnome, it's like the tiny race.
Yeah.
A lot of fantasy worlds have like the smaller folks. They look young, like they all look young, but you're going to run into many that have like beards and gray hair and all kinds of different voices, just like any of the other, races in the game. Some of my favorite characters in this game, or pretty much any game, are Lalafells in FF14. There are going to be Lalafells that you hate.
Oh, okay.
And then there's going to be Lalafells that you're like, I will fight next to them until the very end.
I will die for you.
Yes. Yeah. And just like any of the other characters, it's just, it's funny. And I'm looking forward to you meeting, not just the Lalafell characters, but the rest of them. I mean, some people literally, it's like part of their shtick when they start streaming this game. It's like, oh my gosh, a Lalafell, like, they're potatoes, like it's all good.
They're potatoes.
It can't hurt you.
Yeah, it's nutritious. That's good. What class should I start with if I want to solo most content, but still want to be helpful in a group?
Warrior.
Okay. That was
no meme.
No meme.
No meme.
Straight up warrior.
Quite literally, warrior.
How about Marauder?
Sprout question. One of the things we discussed while we were doing character creation that didn't make it into the video, but is the base classes turn into jobs. So Marauder quite literally turns into warrior.
What's the best way to level up efficiently as a new player without getting overwhelmed?
Do the main story quests.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I love these questions so far.
To do the MSQ, do you have to raid and or do dungeons?
Great question. Dungeons, yes.
Okay.
So dungeons are a narrative part of the story. So you get to certain parts, and the way they would like to tell that part of the story is in the form of a dungeon, which is 4-man content. It's an instanced, experience. The term instance being, it's just you guys. It's just you four.
Okay.
You're kind of teleported to the dungeon. Obviously, it has like context in the world where you are. So if you're going into like this pirate cave or something, I mean, you can queue up for the dungeon literally anywhere.
Okay.
But like the story will bring you to that place you need to go into.
Okay.
It's a narrative piece. It's like a set piece. So like one of the beautiful things about this game is again, Realm Reborn being over 10 years old, started to really find their footing as time went on. In dungeons in this game, they just only get more and more amazing over time.
Okay.
And again, they're primarily like a storytelling piece.
In the same vein, let's say I've got 3 buddies who we've met through our YouTube, and they want to help me out. Can I like specifically go into a dungeon with them?
Absolutely.
Cool.
It is as easy as right-clicking on someone and inviting them to your party.
Ah, that's cool.
Absolutely.
Okay. Nice. When should I start doing dungeons, and are there any etiquette rules I should know before jumping in?
To answer your first question, it will the main story will quite literally, the next step will be do this dungeon.
Okay.
Yes to the next question. Okay. We are not toxic at all in the FF14 community. In fact, known for is having one of the, I would say the best cultures in terms of supporting new players, but also each other. There's an in-game commendation system. You can offer a commendation at the end, which is basically pulling up a menu to say like, hey, I thought that person did a particularly good job, or they were really nice, or I like their name, or I like their portrait, like whatever your reason is.
Okay.
There's no different types of commendations. You just give one. But it's not just because of the commendation system. Square Enix really doesn't tolerate people being toxic, for lack of a better term. That doesn't mean you can't like tell someone like, hey, you know, this is how you do something, or like, hey, you're struggling, do you need me to help you? You'll get it. I mean, it's the internet.
Okay.
There are many optional dungeons later on. So like one of the things that they'll add at the end of each expansion are these optional dungeons that help kind of flesh out the world. Cool. You know, you go and talk to this NPC and they're like, hey, I'm working on this thing or whatever. Then all of a sudden, then it's a dungeon, you know, and we know about them, like they announce them. They're not like secrets in the world, but the dungeons, even though they're optional, like nobody doesn't like not do them.
Okay.
You know, they're great.
Yeah.
They're all just super fun.
I'm assuming as our channel vet, you will let me know which dungeons are optional, but not optional.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to do them all.
Which leads me to my next question. And that is, if I accidentally pull the boss early in a dungeon, will I be publicly shamed in Limsa forever?
Maybe not in Limsa. Well, I mean, it depends. You know, we could maybe get shout chat going against you, but no. Yeah, it's like, hear ye.
You have been judged.
Yeah, I think, this is something we could probably talk about a lot, but I think one of the things that makes a sprout is you're either waiting for them or saving them from themselves.
Yes.
And any number of things. And it's not like you know, like a battle royale, you know, kind of game, right? Where it's just like you're like Leroy Jenkinsing everywhere or running into a room like, time's up, let's do this, you know.
Right.
It's not quite like that. There's certainly going to be moments where, I'm going to be perfectly honest, we're just going to let it happen, or I'm going to let it happen, or, you know, I won't always be in a dungeon with you. You know, I don't need to hold your hand every step of the way, because I'm going to want to just sit back and enjoy the cinema. But it's not going to be as insane as you might think in your head, but it's also going to be fun and funny and engaging, and that's part of the experience. So that's one of the beautiful things about this game is it doesn't matter what role you are, what job. When you're new, you know, you're going to stand in stuff. You're going to accidentally pull stuff. You're going to run where you shouldn't run. There's going to be an entire room where clearly there's a way to go that you don't need to pull every enemy on this side of the room, but you're going to anyway. Okay. Because you don't know. It's really funny.
Okay. That's good. That's helpful. Okay. So why does everyone hang out in Limsa? Just reading through the comments, there's a lot of people talking about Limsa, and I'm just like,
what's a Limsa?
Yeah, like what?
Just imagining like a Stewie Griffin voice, Limsa, Liminza. Yeah, so we discussed this briefly when you created your Warrior of Light and you chose Marauder. That is the starting city. Limsa, Liminza, Ul'dah, and Gridania, the 3 city states. Okay. I would say most popular across all realms when it comes to the stand around, hang out place. You know, cities, the major cities are where the market boards are. My home city is Limsa, Liminza, and it's just gorgeous. Doesn't matter how many expansions come out. I don't think anybody's ever going to give up Limsa.
Oh, cool.
Because it would be like this like effort, like, hey, everybody who's coming with me to the new city. And they do once pop off. Like they're still very populated because you have to be there for quite a lot of the stuff, you know, with the current expansion. Always comes back to Limsa. You asked before if there's much of a social scene. in the game, or if like how's the the social aspect of that might be a subject for a whole nother video.
Okay.
But the in-game, the community and social aspect of this game is incredible.
That's awesome.
And I'm looking forward to you seeing that.
If I want to leave the game, do I have to like go back to my house and then leave? Almost like a save point, or can I just leave the game?
Great question.
And housing is just
so in a lot of traditional Final Fantasy games, just addressing the save point thing, yeah, like you did have like save points, or if you're in like the overworld, you could save kind of wherever. Literally wherever you are, you log out, that's where you are.
Okay.
There's certain things you're not going to want to log out, like obviously in the middle of a fight or in the middle of a dungeon. You always want to log out, ideally somewhere like outside of an activity, if that makes sense. There's a benefit to logging out in areas that are designated. They call it's a sanctuary. Like if you're in a major city or some of the smaller towns throughout the world where you get rested experience, which is a common thing among a lot of MMOs. But what it allows you to do as well is when you're in a sanctuary, it lets you log out or exit the game instantly. Otherwise, if you're like out in the main, like in the world, like in the wild, it'll have a 20-second countdown. Okay. And the reason for that is so that people can't just quickly log out to like avoid not dying.
Oh, okay.
Or just ninja log out for whatever reason. I'm not honestly sure what the other benefits to that would be. So no, you don't have to.
My concern was I'd be in a dungeon, tanking my way through all these people, and then I hit like the kill switch on my controller, and it's like, oh, he's gone.
If so, all jokes aside, people disconnect from the game. It is an internet-based game. It happens. Power goes out. There's a storm going on. And if that were to happen, take your time, come back in. Folks are usually really great about waiting. If someone completely disconnects and it's been a while, there's a way for the group to vote dismiss them, which isn't like them being toxic. It's like, hey, if we've been waiting for like 5 minutes or more, life happens. It is what it is. So it works very well.
Okay, that's good to know. I'm trying to make sure I avoid all these sprouty pitfalls that you'll let me avoid. I feel like you are purposefully not telling me where all the mines are.
Right.
So that
the content mines.
Yes. That's good. That's good.
No, it's really just going to be part of the fun.
Okay.
Because if you're doing it by yourself, you might not might be like, oh, that's annoying. But because you're going to be, with us, we'll make a funny out of it.
Good. Like, do chocobos make you move faster, or are they just like a cool accessory to have?
Yes. Yep. So it mounts and when you're mounted in the game, you do move faster.
Okay.
For sure.
Are you like, can I take my chocobo into a dungeon and like ride him and like
No.
No. Okay. Look.
Chocobos don't go in dungeons.
Okay. What is a minion? And are they basically glam accessories? Because someone said they want to give me a minion, and I wasn't sure what that meant.
That is perfectly fine. There are hundreds of minions in the game. They are like a little pet that you have out.
Oh, cool.
That is just there. They have little, funny behaviors, little cute things that they can do. You can interact differently with some minions. Some minions will interact with each other. You'll notice that quite a few people have minions accompanying them.
Are there like cat ladies in this game? Meaning, like, you think of a cat.
Oh, yeah.
Like, welcome to my home. I have 12 cats. Watch out for the litter boxes. Did you
just call cat girls cat ladies?
I'm a proper gentleman.
I know what you mean. Yes, so there's lots of cat minions. They've added some pretty cool dog minions as well. And
but can you tell like the players who are actively trying to amass the most minions? You're like, that person has 1,700.
You can have one out at a time.
Oh, okay. I was.
However, there is a place in game where you are able to have quite a few minions out at once.
Okay.
And it is pretty funny.
Will the MSQ take me to this place?
I will take you to this place.
Yes. My leader.
I mean, to be honest with you, where we are right now in the real world is about to kind of become that place, because as much as it's raining, instead of a home, this is going to become an island sanctuary.
That sounds scary.
Yeah, it is quite scary, especially with what you would do there.
Well, the good news is I'm a Rogadin that's 400 feet tall.
True.
So I'll just not worry about drowning.
For sure.
Yes.
I think you'll be fine.
Someone commented about a whale. Is that like a mount of some kind? I really wasn't sure.
We'll just say yes, it's a mount.
Okay.
Yeah, there's whales in the game.
Right, yeah. I was really like, what is going on, Captain Nemo?
Yeah, we'll say that.
Okay.
There's a whale mount.
Okay.
Among other things.
A whale mount. Any embarrassing Sprout stories you can share?
Yes.
Hoping to psych myself up so that I'm not too bummed for dying all the time.
Yes. I'm going to try to explain this in as best way possible because I still crack up when I tell this. This might not mean a whole tremendous amount to you, but when I came back to the game and I told you all that my original character was just a scholar summoner to pick up where I left off and start and play through Stormblood, they had changed Summoner quite a bit. When I previously was playing the game, Summoner is a job where you have a pet, you could say, like you fight with a pet.
Like a whale.
Yeah, it's a whale for sure. Cannot remember exactly why I was where I was, but was kind of getting my feet wet again. They changed it quite differently from what it used to be. And I was familiar with what it had used to be, where you would summon your summons and they would be there and they would fight with you, or maybe even maybe tank an enemy for you. And I was fighting just a random miscellaneous enemy in the wild. And I pulled out one of my minions that I had previously believed and was used to it being like the one that tanks stuff for you. And he came out, did his thing, and then went away multiple times. All of them,
Hey,
none of them were doing anything. And I just died like right next to this NPC, to this single enemy. And someone rezzed me and I was like, I don't understand what's going on. I never felt like more of a sprout. I'm like, how did I just die to like a single random enemy? None of my pets, they just watched me.
Like a cat, like, I'm gonna eat you when you're dead.
Looking back on it, because it happened so slowly, and I was like go, like a Pokemon, I mean, I've never been into Pokemon, but it was like, go, fight for me, and they would come out and do something, and then they would just bye. And I just was like, what is going on? Carbuncle, anyway, you'll know what that means later. It's like, you do something, and it was beyond hilarious in retrospect, but at the time, oh my gosh, it was a super sprout moment.
It would have been so funny to be like observing that happen, and you're like, that guy doesn't have a sprout magic.
The lore of that situation, I like to imagine the person that resurrected me was watching it happen, because anytime I've ever been in that area, I remember the exact spot where it happened, and I'm just like, wow, that was that time I got.
That's too good, man. Any chance we can go to that spot in the game?
100%.
Can I like put like
when you get to that spot, we're gonna recreate that moment.
Okay,
it won't be for a while.
Okay,
but no, great question.
Yeah, it makes me feel good. Okay, I need a definitive answer here.
Okay,
no take backsies.
Okay,
yeah. What is something you have to wear that you don't have to wear, but because everyone's wearing it, you have to wear it?
So you're saying that you think there's things that everyone is always wearing because it's just so cool or so.
That's my impression. I get when I read comments.
There are so many ways in this game to customize your appearance and like the glam aspect of it, that there's certainly some things that are more popular than others. Everyone tends to kind of gravitate towards certain things, but some folks quite literally just are creating new outfits and stuff all the time. Yeah, that was like a long drawn out way of saying no.
Okay,
there's not like one thing that everyone has.
Okay, what's one thing you wish you knew when you first started playing Final Fantasy XIV?
That's a heck of a question.
Too big of a question. Yeah.
No, on the spot, I'm not sure if I can give like the answer.
Yeah.
It's just funny looking back. Like if someone had told me, this is going to be the most amazing gaming experience you will ever have, and nothing will compare in terms of like all the combined elements to this experience, from the gameplay, the story, just the world, the community, all that combined. If someone had said like, hey, this is going to have like all the things kind of circling around, if somebody told me, or maybe what I would wanted someone to have told me, it would have been perhaps that, which is it will ask a lot of your time to complete the story, and there's so much content, especially for a new player. It's insane. If you literally set the game down for a year and came back, it's all still going to be there waiting for you.
You're just going to have to remember that your summons don't tank anymore.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But great question. I wish, perhaps someone might have said that to me, because unironically, I did take like a few years, a break from the game for a number of reasons, not because I wasn't enjoying it. But when I came back, And certainly some things had changed. Like, Summoner, it genuinely just wants you to enjoy yourself. Anyway,
Yeah.
Great question.
All right, one more question. I keep saying one more question.
Mm-hmm.
If you could cosplay as one character from the game.
I would be the Inspector Extraordinaire.
Ah, okay.
That will probably end up happening at some point.
All right. Nice.
100%.
Very cool.
Yep.
Should I Google him?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do not look up anything to do with what I just said. Stop.
I have a fascination with Biggs and Wedge.
Yes.
When I meet these characters,
Mm-hmm.
is it going to be like I'm meeting a celebrity, or is it going to be like oh, this is you guys?
If it will be to an extent because you have been putting them on such a high pedestal, you're probably going to want to take some like selfies with them, and they're not going to understand.
Okay.
And your playthrough is going to be drastically different from ours because you're going to try to romance them, and it's not going to work.
Can I take them to Limsa with me and
go
to a nightclub?
Gosh,
hang out?
No.
Okay.
It's not like Baldur's Gate 3 where you can have relationships with different characters.
Okay.
It's not like that. But I'm looking forward to it. I think a lot of folks that have been hearing you mention them over and over again. It'll be funny when you do meet them, what they are in the world of Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah, I think that's all. That's all the questions I have.
Beautiful.
That's pretty.
That was a great list, buddy.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I didn't want them to be like, what does the K button do on the keyboard kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I also didn't want to ask like super hard questions that you were just going to say can't answer.
Yeah, those are fantastic. Certainly some were a bit more long-witted than others, but
it's fine.
A little bit of a trip down memory lane for me.
There have been some amazing comments on all of our videos. Jay reads every single one. I read every single one. Just wanted to say thank you for those comments.
It's amazing. Warriors of Light.
Thanks again, everyone. We appreciate you being here as always. And I think there's only one thing to do.
Yeah. Well, I do want to say as well, like, again, thank you so much. Just to echo previously what T was saying. It has been a tremendous experience so far. We haven't played the game.
Right.
We're clearly very sprouty when it comes to the YouTube side of things and this part of it, but we're just approaching this from the standpoint. I just want T to enjoy this as much as possible, and we're hoping that bringing you all along for the ride and insofar as we can will be enjoyable for you. In the FF14 community, we love seeing new people enjoy the MSQ, the main story quest, as we like to say, and it's a special experience getting to enjoy it. We will enjoy it as well.
I like that.
There's no doubt about it.
Jay, I've been practicing. If you don't mind, can I do the thing today?
Oh, you want to do the thing?
Yeah, I'll do the thing. Okay, cool.